He is going to be our guest here in just a few moments. If you are enjoying the broadcast, go ahead and get more information on what we're doing over there at JiggyJaguar.com. And, of course, JiggyJaguar.us. You can stream the show live, 24/7 replay, exclusive news and programming information, all available on our fantastic app. Frank Cousineau is going to join us. Cousineau is going to join us.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Is this Frank Cousineau?
Yes, it is.
Hey, it's James Lowe with KJAG Radio. How are you?
Doing great. Actually, looking forward to getting together with you this year. I always enjoy being on your program.
Definitely. Well, Frank joins us today here in our broadcast. He's an authority on cancer and cancer prevention, and for the past few years, he's been the president of the Cancer Control Society, which is based in Los Angeles. The society is going to hold its 45th annual cancer convention this Labor Day weekend, September 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at the Hilton Hotel in Glendale, California. It's open to the general public, and Frank is with us today here on the telephone now, or on Skype audio. Now, first of all, tell us a little bit about the main emphasis on alternative therapies. Tell us a little bit about this, my friend.
All right. Obviously, the main emphasis is the fact that for many years, people have begun to recognize that conventional allopathic approach to cancer, surgery, radiation, chemotherapy has really not performed as well as we were told that it would, that it should, and that it could. So people, cancer patients, their families, look for something else. And rather than engage in despair, they look for some hope in other areas. And for 45 years, Cancer Control Society has had its annual convention that highlights some of those alternatives. And some of the alternatives are actually integrative. They combine alternative methods that are considered outside mainstream government pharmaceutical science and medicine, and they contain some elements of mainstream medicine. And a growing number of physicians actually putting the two things together. And I think over the years we've seen a better improvement, a better outcome from the people that present at our convention every year, Labor Day weekend in the greater LA area, and also the number of patients that actually come and share their stories with the audience. That's a highlight. Sunday afternoon, right in the middle of our convention, we devote a whole hour to individual patient testimonials, people who tell their personal stories and then are there so they can talk to other people that may be wanting to look into some alternatives, whether conventional therapy has failed or whether people want to look at what the options are, what the alternatives are, prior to committing to a particular cancer protocol.
Frank Cousineau with us today. He joins us live here on iHeartRadio and AMFM247.com, Radio Xenu today here on our big broadcast. And he is talking with us about his time of being the vice president of the Cancer Control Society. And he joins us today here on our big program. Now, tell us about the highlights of the convention. Will there be attendees from all over the world? Will you have cancer survivors telling their stories, my friend?
Yes, we will. Right now, we know there are people obviously from the United States, Mexico, and Canada, but we'll also have people signed up from Japan, Taiwan, Ecuador, Hungary, and Finland so far, and there may even be additional countries represented. And so we're excited about the fact that we're getting people to come and participate from all over the world, not just the U.S., not just Mexican clinics, but literally all over the world.
Frank Cousineau with us today. He joins us live here on iHeartRadio on AMFM 247.com, and he is talking with us today. He is the authority on cancer and cancer prevention. He is the president of the Cancer Control Society, which is based in Los Angeles, and he's with us today here on Skype audio. Now, can we have a world without cancer, my friend?
Well, I think we can have a world where most any disease, and cancer certainly being one of the most prominent ones, certainly can be controlled. When we talk about eliminating disease, we know that almost all of the diseases that are supposed to be eliminated pop up in one place or another at various times, and obviously for various reasons. But health is the goal. Prevention is certainly superior to treatment following diagnosis, and I was very pleased that you mentioned prevention at the beginning of the program, because that's the trend. We're looking at more and more lifestyle changes, food choices, supplement regimen that will prevent disease. And I think the focus on cancer is the fact that it's such a emotionally traumatic. I think it's probably one of the most dreaded diagnoses that anybody can get, and yet we believe that there are so many options open to patients that cancer is a wake-up call. It tells the patient there's something going on in your body that needs correction, and once we correct those issues, discover what they are, correct them, then we can eliminate the cancer. We can put it into remission and guide you along life's road so that it doesn't come back. And in that respect, we can look for a world without cancer.
We've got a great guest with us today. Frank Cousineau joins us. He's the president of the Cancer Control Society, and he joins us today here on our big broadcast. What is the biggest cancer among women and men, Frank?
I think the top three, we're looking at, obviously, colon cancer that strikes both men and women, lung cancer that strikes both men and women, and then, of course, in the women, we're looking at breast, ovarian, uterine, and with, I think, breast cancer probably being the top of that list. And then with men, of course, is prostate.
We've got Frank Cousineau with us today. He joins us live. He is the president of the Cancer Control Society, and he joins us today here on Radio Xenu and also iHeartRadio as well. And this is a terrible, terrible disease. A lot of folks are. It seems like everybody is touched by this. Will many of the attendees be going to Mexican cancer clinics after Labor Day, and if so, why?
There are, many people that do visit the Mexican cancer clinics. The majority of which are located in the Tijuana area of Baja California, which is just across the border from San Diego. And they go there because qualified medical practitioners with the same training and education of medical doctors in the U.S. and around the world have examined all the evidence and have determined that there are better ways to treat the disease. And fortunately, certainly in the Baja area, a medical doctor who's qualified, has his degree, has his local license to practice, and comes across a protocol, and again, whether it's Laetrile, vitamin C, low-dose naltrexone, there's 200 of them. He can present the scientific rationale, a medical basis for that, local health authority, and he has it registered, and then he and his patients can utilize it. They can implement that for each patient who wants to participate, whereas in the United States, their mechanism is so cumbersome that anything that's promising has to go through a review procedure that is cumbersome and extremely costly, anywhere from several hundred millions of dollars to $1 billion, and anywhere from 5 to 10 years, and it makes it impractical for cancer patients, for a lot of cancer patients, certainly in the United States. So going to Mexico is a relatively convenient, cost-effective way for patients to choose something other than and limited to conventional allopathic cancer treatments available in the United States.
We've got a fantastic guest with us today, Frank Cousineau with us today. Cousineau joins us live here in our broadcast, and he joins us live talking about the big event coming up. He's been the president of the Cancer Control Society, which is based in Los Angeles. The society will hold its 45th annual cancer convention this Labor Day weekend, September 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at the Hilton Hotel in Glendale, California. It's open to the general public, and he's with us today here on our big broadcast. Now, there is a heck of a lot going on in the world of cancer. Why is it that it seems that other countries are way ahead of the cancer treatment situation with alternative therapies and things of that nature, Frank?
Excellent question, and I think some of it has to do with there's more emphasis on the patients and the people rather than the politics and the economics. Not that pharmaceutical companies aren't well entrenched in these countries, but they're more open to things that may work. And the other thing, if we look around the country, and it really doesn't matter around the world, whether it's Latin America, Asia, Europe, we look at traditional medicine was practiced for perhaps thousands of years that utilized what was available, pre-industrial approaches to disease, and some of them were say qualified medical people, and I think we would include Hippocrates, the father of medicine, the author of the Hippocratic Oath. I believe we would include him in that group of people, and their successors who trained in how to examine a patient, go from symptoms to cause to remedies based on what was available. In some cases, it has to be heat, hyperthermia, and we have speakers talking about hyperthermia. In some cases, it's fasting, abstain from food for a period of time to allow the body to focus on reestablishing normal function. Sometimes it has to be herbs or food products, and again, this is true around the world historically, where these healers would actually, this food is going to help the condition that you have. This combination of herbs or this particular herb will help you reverse that condition. And so around the world, even though there's encroachment by the Western medical model and certainly the Western delivery of what it calls food Sometimes I don't like to refer to it as food when we're talking about packages, genetically modified. We're talking about so-called fast food that has tremendously altered the way people live and the physical and emotional health of people and families around the world. And so to answer the question, I think it's because other countries recognize the historical significance of natural remedies, natural approaches to disease in general, and certainly, say, the last 100 years to cancer.
We've got a great guest with us today. Frank Cousineau joins us here on our broadcast. He is the authority on cancer and cancer prevention. Now, fairly recently, we've had one of our co-hosts on our Sunday radio broadcast. He was notified he had stage 4 cancer. What exactly could this gentleman do to affect fixing that and possibly getting rid of the cancer? What would you recommend, Frank?
Well, if we're possible for him to come to the convention this year, he would have an opportunity to listen to over 35 people, and when I say 35 people, we're talking about medical doctors, we're talking about PhDs, researchers, we're talking about the best of the clinics in Mexico who are represented with some of the best medical practitioners in the United States, and he would see that he has options besides just radiation or surgery, radiation, and chemotherapy. Not that one of the doctors at our convention wouldn't use fractionated amounts of those, but a lot more, so that not only is the cancer itself attacked, but the surrounding conditions in the body are improved so that cancer will go away and the healthy parts of the body will become healthier than they were when they allowed cancer to develop. So if he could come and participate not only with the 35 or so speakers, but approximately 60 exhibitors, they have products, have services. Some of them are clinics, some of them are supplements, and that will be there for certainly the 3 days, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of September. And then if he wanted to go on the tour to actually visit the Mexican clinics, we're doing that on Wednesday, September 6th. We'll visit 4 of the clinics on that Wednesday, September 6th, so that he could actually see clinics in action. He could see the physicians, he could see the facility, he could see patients, and would also, if he's never been to Tijuana before or Mexico, he would see that, wow, it's a safe place to visit, and it's like most any other big city. There's people all over the place, there's traffic, but then there are these havens, these like an oasis of hope, of places where almost shielded from the outside world, where a team of physicians, nurses, support staff work with patients on not only the treatment protocols, things that are given, most of which are intravenous, hyperthermia, phoresis, but food. And patients are actually talked to about food. They're trained in how to select food, what foods to eat, how to prepare the foods, and that's not typically something that is found in the stereotypical American hospital.
We've got a great guest with us today. Frank Cousineau joins us here in our broadcast, president of the Cancer Control Society. And Frank, before we let you go, my friend, how do we get a hold of you online and interact with the Cancer Control Society?
cancercontrolsociety.com is one area. And another that I strongly recommend is if your listeners will go to the Cancer Control Society Facebook page, there's an event link there where they can actually pre-register for the convention. They don't even have to put out any money, but they can pre-register. They can get then links to the program and links to all the various events. And that there's an excellent chance that your audience that can't travel to Los Angeles this year could actually watch this on a live stream from home. And if they go to the Cancer Control Society Facebook page, it will have the latest information on live streaming for those people who can't come. And then, of course, all of the program will be reproduced on DVDs and compact discs. So whether a person wants the full video or is in a situation where he only needs the audio portion, those will also be available.
Well, Frank, I appreciate you making time for us today. Thanks for coming on, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you very much. Always enjoy it.
Appreciate it. That is Frank Cousineau. We're going to take a time out. When we come back here on the Sunday radio broadcast, we have got more. Frank Vernuccio on the way. It is the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar radio broadcast coming back with more.